Hi everyone, I hope you're all well. It is a beautiful day here today. One of those typical autumn days I love so much. Not too warm, not too cold, no wind, just a pleasant, quiet Sunday. Sometimes it doesn't take much to find something to be grateful for. Anyway, I'm stalling because at some point we need to tackle a subject we have spoken about easily 100 times before. But as circumstances change and the parents' behavior change, I have true, real, and serious concerns. On my other channel, I often say, if you see something, say something. Don't wait until it's too late. And why should this not apply to the two children called Archie and Lilibet? I'm 100% sure that I will be missing out on an event or activity, but just off the top of my head, starting with the Bob Marley movie premiere on the 24th of January, we know Harry and Meghan did not return home straight away, as we saw them in Uvalde celebrating that lady's birthday. We also know they arrived the day before the premiere, thus 3 to 4 days, travel included, away from home. Then in February, Harry and Meghan spent a few days in Canada and Whistler. End of February, beginning of March, Meghan spent a weekend away on a ski trip with Heather Dorak and Kelly McKee. On the 8th of March, Meghan joined Brooke Shields, Katie Couric and others on stage for International Women's Day, while Harry and Marcus were watching from the audience. So it's not as if Harry was home looking after the children. On the 14th of March, she launched ARO. On the 15th, Harry went on a ski trip with Kris Jenner's boyfriend. Like I said, I think I missed an appearance or a trip along the way because it feels like we see and hear about Harry and Meghan every day. But the point I wish to make is the number of days and nights both Harry and Meghan spent away from home and away from the children. Now, I know that royal duties often take senior royals away from home for days on end, but then they also take days and weeks off to spend with their children on holiday during school breaks. But not Harry and Meghan. They spent days on the beach in Portugal without their children, days on an island at St. Vincent's without the children. And although the children made short, sporadic cameo appearances in the Harry and Meghan mockumentary, we are now being told that they will not be seen in Harry's polo documentary, nor in Meghan's cookery, gardening and entertaining series. Well, we knew they would not poke their stubby little noses out in the polo documentary because we noticed that they were not there. Mama could not bring them because she was way too busy producing and directing and making a fool of herself. The fact that Nacho and Alfina usually bring their girls, and this time Meghan was actually hanging on to, hugged and cuddled their daughter, in reality highlighted the fact that her own children were nowhere to be seen and hasn't been seen in a very, very long time, not even on the 2023 Christmas card. Now, we also hear that Meghan's series will not be shot in their own garden or in her own kitchen, but that they rented a neighbour's home and garden and orchards. I kid you not. Now, why? Their home is a $14 million mansion. I have seen the kitchen. It is rustic but beautiful. The only reason I can come up with for them not shooting in and around their own home is because of the children, not wanting a film crew or people anywhere near them. Meghan made a huge play at taking Archie to school during her cut interview. Remember the journalist went with her to the school, and on their way back she stopped and took a bag full of goodies out and handed it to a homeless guy. Remember that story? Well, which school is Archie at? Now look, even if they do not wish to tell us which school, which is 100% fine, I have not heard one single story from one single mommy, just basic things like, oh, Archie is so cute, Archie has such good manners, Archie is friends with my son or daughter, Archie likes playing with dough or likes drawing. Nothing. No normal, average, good-natured banter around either one of the children. We do not see the children partaking in school activities, going to birthday parties, or just shopping with their mother and the nanny, or their mother and the granny. Now, I don't care what anyone says, but none of this is normal. It is not normal when weighed against how often their parents are visible, whether being papped or otherwise photographed and recorded. So what on earth is going on with the Harkle children? Why are they being hidden to the point where the situation looks sick and abnormal? Are they being abused or neglected in some way? I sincerely hope not, and somehow I doubt it because I'm sure, or I hope, there is a good nanny and a bodyguard for them. But I actually see Megan being very nasty and maybe even getting physical with a child out of anger and frustration. We know she's capable of throwing things out of anger, even throwing herself on the floor to cry, which is very, very childish and immature. So there's no reason for us to think that her level of maturity and narcissism is such that she will not lash out. I think it is just her style to lash out. So, is it really so awful and beyond the scope of reality that we ask whether it may be the reason why the children are not exposed to other people? Are they afraid that one of the children will say something or drop some kind of hint about what is going on in their home? There were also stories that Archie had some early development struggles. He also had that turned eye, so could it be that neither child matches what Megan wanted as her designer babies, and that she is embarrassed by them? I personally think this plays a role. We know and could see in the mockumentary that Archie's hair is not red, and likely never was. In the few pics we saw of Lily, she looks like a different child in each photograph. Red hair, blonde hair, brown hair. Only God knows which one of these photographs is actually the real Lily. Now, with all these uncomfortable questions hanging in the air and not adding to the mystery, as Megan may think, but adding to the mistrust of Harry and Meghan as people and as parents, now with Lady C's book putting the spotlight squarely back on the surrogacy issue, and coupled with the fact that it appears Harry has now made up his mind to turn his back on England, it is even more important that the entire drama and mystery surrounding the children be dealt with once and for all. And it is actually so easy to resolve. If either or both of the children were born from a surrogate, they can't be in the line of succession, even if they are biologically Harry and Meghan's children, because the law of succession states of the body and not of the blood. And no, as much as it sounds old-fashioned and unfair, it is not. Could you imagine if it was of the blood? The monarchy may have looked very, very different if it was of the blood. I mean, let your imagination lead you where it will. From my side, if it was of the blood, And Simon Durante Day, for instance, had his DNA match Charles and Camilla's, they, or he, would now be recognized as the eldest son of the King and Queen of England. Imagine that. From my side, I firmly believe Jason Jenkins is Charles's son. His mother had a provable 16-year affair with Charles, or more, a series of one-night stands over 16 years. And as far as I'm concerned, Jason looks much more like a mixture of William and Peter Phillips, thus a strong resemblance to the Queen's grandchildren, and dare I say, even more so than Harry. So imagine if the rule stated of the blood, then Simon Durante Day would have become king, Jason would have been second in line, William third, and Harry fourth. And that is only if we left out the children. And I think Simon has something like 5 children. But to prevent a disaster like this, the law states, from the body of the lawful wife of the blood royal or prince. The lawful wife thus eliminates illegitimate children. So like Princess Anne once said, there is no need to reinvent the wheel. These rules and laws were well thought out and adjusted over many, many years. Now add to the mix the fact that in Britain, babies born via surrogate still has to be adopted by the intended parents, even if they are the biological parents. Well, the law makes it clear that no adopted children will be in the line of succession. So, my dears, if Archie and Lily were born of surrogates, they are effectively disqualified from the line of succession. There is also still the unanswered question as to whether Lily is a dual citizen and has British citizenship. I personally do not think so, but no one in mainstream media seems interested in finding out. The point is that if she is not a dual citizen, then she cannot carry the British Princess or Princess of the Realm title because, come on, let's all say it together, because she is not British. Okay, now, were they born via surrogate? I personally think so, but according to my learned legal eagle advisor, I, like everybody else, miss that one element to prove it enough to hold up in a court of law, and therefore to force the truth onto the crown. You see, thinking so and talking about wiggly bumps is not legal lawful proof. So what will that legal lawful proof be? Well, paperwork or testimony under oath would be excellent examples of such proof. Now, I almost want to say that many years ago, but it wasn't many years ago. It was more or less around the time of Lily's birth, shortly before to shortly after, that I had a back and forth with someone. Sorry, I can't even give a hint as to who it was. Well, in fact, there were actually 2 people, one in Britain and one in the United States. The person in the United States actually told me who she believed Archie's surrogate was. According to her, a couple from England came to visit Harry and Meghan in the United States. According to this person, Harry and the husband took off for a day as they had a meeting elsewhere. While they were away, something went wrong between Meghan and the wife. Things were said, but that part of the drama was not overheard to the point where anyone could hear what was being said. The next day, Harry and the husband returned, and I don't know whether the same or the next day the couple left, but Once they left, there was a huge argument between Harry and Meghan, which basically started as a discussion but ended up as a very loud fight. And therefore, some of it could be overheard. And from this, the person learned that the wife was the surrogate for Archie, and that Harry and Meghan paid them by paying off their mortgage or buying them a home. I personally think it sounds like they paid off their mortgage. Now, okay, I'm going to tell you the truth, okay? I went snooping, trying to get timelines for this person in an effort to find out whether she could have been pregnant at the time of Archie's gestation period or not. I did not comment, like, or make my presence in his social media known at all. But a week or so into my snooping, she deleted all, and I mean all, his social media. And I have not seen this person on social media since. Strange, very strange, because she posted photographs of her husband and daughters on a regular basis. She also had some kind of business which she actively promoted on social media, but overnight, nothing. She did not just stop posting. Her profiles and accounts were gone, 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 not a trace. I cannot remember telling anyone at the time what I was doing or looking into, but I have since told one or two trusted friends what happened, just in case. Now, is this proof that this person was the surrogate? No, not proof enough, but it is all too strange. Adding to my suspicion that my informant may have something resembling the truth is the fact that this couple had both their children via IVF, and the last or second to last photograph on her Instagram page she posted was of her two girls and a small dark-haired boy sitting on a cement bench with their backs to the camera. It was a very, very sad picture, or at least so I thought. But, maybe it was just my imagination. As some of you will know, those of you who had been here from the beginning, I did locate the lady in brown at the church. And no, she was not the surrogate. I contacted her via email, and she informed me that she was aware of the rumors and was just laughing about it, as she knows better, and so did her colleagues and family. So that for me was one possibility eliminated very early in the game. But the next option presented by this person in the United States was so detailed and made so much sense. One little detail which also convinced me that whatever she told me was possibly true was the fact that she said, Meghan said they paid the couple's mortgage, because in the United Kingdom, you are not allowed to pay a surrogate for her services, but it would not be abnormal for the rich to pay off a surrogate's home or her study loan, or to buy her a car to say thank you. Well, guys, that's all I can say for now. None of it is proof enough to force the palace's hand. We need to have a brave soul to speak up and tell the truth. But then, my dears, if Harry intends to become an American citizen and him and his children are removed from the line of succession, there will be no need to learn the truth about their birth. But, for me, it still will not remove my fear for the health and well-being of those children. In my opinion, the king and the monarchy, as grandparent, family, and institution, should insist on physically seeing the children, should insist on DNA tests, and should speak to carers, teachers, and determine the state and welfare of those children. The king promised to serve and protect, and I may indeed be wrong, but I think these children need protection. Okay, guys, now I'm going to move away from this topic because at the moment it is a very dangerous topic, regardless of the fact that as citizens of Commonwealth countries, we are indeed allowed to ask, firstly, for the correct and legal proof of birth and witnesses thereto. And as human beings, we are also allowed to be concerned about two little children who are never seen or even heard of. Because can any of you remember when last Megan told an anecdote about one of her so-called children? I can't. So, although I still have so much more to say on this subject, I think it is best to leave it right here for now. So, until we meet again on the next one, please take good care of yourselves. Bye.